Let's see what we're going to see around the starting seconds of gameplay as already. Notel is being beaten down a bit here by the Sven. Of course, last game we saw how well OpenAI utilized the Sven. They've got it once more. We'll see what sort of plays he can come out with this time.
Now, one thing we didn't talk about, the OpenAI does seem to put a bit of a premium on getting those bounty runes, and so do the pro players. So we actually had the bounties get split 2-2 for most of the time until the AI really started taking control of the game. This time around, they actually started with 3. So already a small advantage for the AI. This time around, we're going to be seeing a different kind of mechanic being exploited here. It's going to be the Earthshaker Fissure blocking to be able to pull back this bottom lane and get it as close to the tower as possible, and therefore feel a little bit safer against this CM and Gyrocopter lane.
Now, OpenAI for now, starting with the 2 heroes on both of the side lanes, CM and Gyro, and the Witch Doctor Sven top. We'll see how well the Slark pick is going to pay off for OG. Not an easy hero to play. And in terms of just across the board in professional play and high-level play, this is not one of the most popular heroes to utilize. But you can certainly imagine with sort of the hero's sort of elusive capabilities, there are strengths and a lot of ways that Ana can outplay the AI.
Yeah, certainly. I think that there's like a couple things stood out to me for the OG draft. One of which is we have some pretty good team fight heroes, some good heroes to defend towers, especially in the Earthshaker and Sniper. We have a hero that can actually take objectives very well with the Death Prophet. I think that was something that was definitely lacking from last game. We saw how many times they would try and cut creep waves, but what the AI did was say, that's fine, we'll just tank the creep wave and not let any damage happen to the tower. Seb's in trouble.
And indeed, we see a quick heads-up play there from the CM, utilizing the Mango to instantly get the mana required for Frostbite. Seb will survive, but taking a lot of heavy harass here from this duo lane of the Gyro and Crystal Maiden. It's back towards mid Thompson. Actually, nearly dying here. In fact, what he does, the poison was too much. And there's 2 points there in the poison attack, meaning that Thompson ticks down and out of the lane, back towards bottom. Now going to have Jarex trying to chase down that Gyro. He has got less movement speed though, and the Gyro will be fine. In fact, the Gyro can turn. The missile's out as well as the Rocket Barrage. He'll chase this down. Mango's going to be popped, so he's got the mana for another Rocket Barrage. Fissure will push the Gyro away though. Still though, the continued chase here from this Gyro, he'll be able to look towards Jarex. Can he cancel the regen rune? He cannot, so Jarex will be able to walk away and get himself back up to full health and full mana.
Hey, that's one thing that the AI and the humans can't really plan around is the RNG of the runes.
That is absolutely true. And we're seeing, once again, in these first few minutes, in terms of the farm, people coming out pretty even in CS. Down bottom, Seb's in trouble though. Gyro takes the kill. Seb did commit for the Crystal Maiden, but OpenAI taking the favorable trade, keeping their core hero alive and taking down the core of the opponent.
Yeah, I wonder how the AI reads that situation, because I watched the Crystal Main actively engage with the Death Prophet, and it seemed pretty obvious that she was going to die, but they are also going to be able to get a kill on Seb. I wonder if part of it is the Spirit Siphon, as like it just reads as resources being used, or if it just comes down to maybe the net worth that Seb has compared to what a Crystal Maiden is worth. Not really sure, but they just seem free to be able to make that one-for-one exchange.
Top lane, Notel did get taken down, as he will TP back lane, back down bottom. Seb will get, he'll get taken off the map. The Gyro, the CM, they keep seeing these opportunities to play aggressive, killing off this Death Prophet now multiple times on this bottom lane, slowing down Seb's start to the game.
Now, I don't disagree with the first pick Sniper, but I will say, playing against the AI, our experience, Gyrocopter felt the worst to play against, because Gyrocopter just gives you so much kill opportunity, especially from really long range. It's hard to be able to judge just how far away you have to run before you get hit by that homing missile. There's also a lot of magic damage burst that comes into it. The OpenAI always seems to read the situations perfectly, and so giving them the Gyrocopter does seem like one thing.
See, back towards mid. Both teams sort of playing a game of chicken here with one another, seeing who will push each other over the edge. Thompson will have the salve. And the OpenAI realizing that that dive would not be successful, keeps himself at bay with that haste room movement speed. He's already got another salve ready and on its way out. Does have to be a little careful here on the Viper, as Thompson is keeping the AI very low. The OpenAI almost baiting Thompson in, trying to make sure that the damage trade is successful. Again, down bottom, another play. You see how low the gyrocopter is, but he gets the job done. These two heroes just getting kill after kill onto Seb. He just doesn't stop dying on this bottom lane. This Gyro Crystal Maiden combo seems to be so strong from the AI.
Yeah, notice where their attention always goes to. It always goes on killing the Death Prophet, right? And part of that is because Earthshaker doesn't do anything for them past the Fissure usage.
See up top. Turn here with the Maledict onto Anna. Anna has got the Dark Pact. They do have a Viper in this lane as well now, so OG have to be careful. Again, the Gyrocopter just racking up these kills. He was able to kill off Jerax once more. As the chase continues top, Salve will be popped, but he gets cancelled here by the stun. OpenAI diving past the tower with the damage from the Viper and the Sven. They'll claim the Slark's life. They'll get no tail as well. The AI turning it up early here in this game too, as they are getting kill after kill after kill.
You know what's really cool about this is that Blitz mentioned, he didn't really think that the Viper worked out very well for OG. That was one of the heroes that they should change up. The split pushing with Nether Toxin didn't really seem to be the play that worked to fruition for OG. But here, the AI says, no, we're actually going to pick Viper. The thing is though, we're just going to try and dominate lanes. Yeah. And this hero, apparently for them, feels best when you just go 3-0-2.
Absolutely.
No levels in Nether Toxin.
Yeah, this is not something that we see, this is not how Viper is played at the moment. But this game, OpenAI showing us that you can do it like this.
And just look
sort
at the
of
way
old
that
school
he,
Viper stuff.
Yeah, when he would exchange with the sniper, when he ran forward at like 150 HP, like Thompson took like 250 HP just from one poison attack in Nether Toxin.
And Anna is having a very tough time here on this top lane as he dies once more. 6 minutes in, OpenAI taking this tier 1 tower. Already just getting objectives much faster than they were able to in game 1. This time round, OpenAI, they're certainly going to feel more confident more early.
And we heard the developers say, like, look, the one advantage that humans really have is they're going to be able to read the situation from game 1 and adapt going into game 2. So theoretically, OG should be able to make a stronger showing, but this game 2 is really just demonstrating that the OpenAI, with already apparently to them an 80% win probability, is just one step ahead when it comes to this different draft that we're seeing. Even though the draft was more even, it went down to like 60%, I think, whereas opposed to like 70 plus for game 1. Just the way that the OpenAI has played it against OG. A lot more dominant in the laning phase.
Seb, he's trying to kill this Crystal Maiden, but the Crystal Maiden is just baiting Seb in. The backup's there from the Gyrocopter, and this combo that's causing issues for Seb in the lane will continue to cause issues as the game continues. Seb will try and juke it out around the trees. He's doing a pretty good job of it.
No way!
He's out-juked the AI. Seb will escape with a TP out. He's outplayed the AI.
Who knows? Maybe that was one of those situations where, you go fishing, you throw one back in. Maybe that was the AI doing that. I've already got 80% win probability.
I mean, because that is the thing. The AI definitely would have considered at a point there as well. It's taking me too long. There's no point looking for him. I'm going to move on.
One of the big advantages was supposed to be the Slark having level 6 and maxed out Dark Pack and being able to cut creep waves while still being able to keep a high amount of HP and eventually turn into a hard carry. But still, just being constantly torn up every single lane he shows up into.
See an attempt here onto the Sven. These two heroes do not have the damage output to immediately kill him. They will find the follow-up wraparound kill towards him. At least they're trying, but with that Warcry out, he's able to run away. Another Fissure comes out. Surely this kill's going to be there, but no, a stun from the Sven holds back the Shaker, and he TP's out on 30 HP. OpenAI gets out of there with the Sven. They cannot get that kill, OG. And whilst that is going on up top, the amount of space that the Sven's created has allowed OpenAI to just push in as 3 on this bottom lane. And 9 minutes in, they're taking another tier 1 tower.
These early objectives, they're just racking up a very large net worth lead. And it's interesting that the Viper positions himself. He goes and jungles, but he's still close to this push at bottom lane. So he's still able to rotate in at a moment's notice should OG try and defend that tower. It just kind of reinforces the idea of, where we were looking at the bars and saying like, oh, this is the objective we want to take, but here's also 95% now. Here's also the probability of us being able to take that tower. Here's the probability of us dying. I'm sure the Viper being close by and jungling kind of lowers their chances of dying in that situation.
Well, Seb here once more in trouble as the AI chases him down along the river. He'll try and turn and bring the Sven with him, but it won't be a success for Seb as another death on the Death Prophet out of the game. Seb having a very rough start in this first 10 minutes. As the AI, it's just hunting him down consistently. They knew from the lane that they had the capabilities to kill off this hero with ease, and now every time they see him on the map, they'll focus him and know that it's a clear objective that they can take without any difficulty.
Yeah, it's funny, like, when we were watching the draft, the Slark was one of the heroes that the OpenAI hated the most, that the draft advantage went up to the AI in favor the most. And we can really see why. It's just this laning phase is just so detrimental to OG as a whole because they're trying to get this core online to a point where he's able to run around cutting creepways, but he just couldn't really get to that.
And we see there at the side, Jarrett's trying to step forward, but they turn immediately towards him. They have the Viper strike out upon him. Shrapnel's down here from Thompson in an attempt to hold. Assassinate will not get the kill off, and now again the CM goes for the ult, but they do have to disable. Hex comes out from No Tail. They'll kill up the Crystal Maiden, but OpenAI Viper diving past the tower on towards Thompson. The Sven coming back in on minimal HP to throw that stun off, secure the kill. As OpenAI again getting the favorable trade, another tower taken. They are playing at a ferocious speed here in the second game.
That Warcry looks so good for the AI as well because they just always are popping it towards the end where it seems like the humans are getting baited into going on certain heroes, but...
See the Wish Doctor there trying for a bit of a solo kill action onto Ana. Ana, has got to be careful as the creeps came in and gave vision to allow that Death Ward to continue hitting onto him. He is now 6. He does have that Shadow Dance escape capability on the Slark, but still so far behind in terms of farm.
So the bot probably read the fact that there was only so much range. He wouldn't be able to get out of range in the Death Ward in time, except for there was a vision, right? Once he loses vision, the ward no longer attacks you. So it seems like the AI didn't quite keep that in mind, which was, I guess, the human advantage there for OG.
OG, I mean, what's sort of their best bet in terms of getting back into this one? Is it just somehow trying to get farm on this Slark? I mean, at what point of this game will Ana be able to have an impact? Because at the moment, they're just getting picked apart elsewhere. We're going to see the Sven commit in onto Thompson. Thompson does have backups, but both No Tail and Jerax splitting OpenAI apart as Jerax will focus the Viper. Seb comes in with the TP. They have surrounded the Sven. OpenAI trying to stand their ground as this Sven, but he's stuck in the trees. They'll lose the Sven, OpenAI. The Viper's still good to fight, and they've also now rotated in the Gyrocopter. Seb caught on the front lines. Siphon will not keep him alive, or will it? He gets a second one out. It's a good amount of sustain, but surely not enough, as the poison will be there from the Viper. OpenAI getting both of the kills, as OG, every time that they try and make a group team play, OpenAI always responds, and they, with that lead, it's 12 minutes in to have 6k advantage. Their heroes as a whole are just too hard for OG to instantly take out of the game.
There is still going to be a pretty good high ground advantage for OG simply because they have Sniper and Earthshaker. You know, they said that the AI doesn't actually read Fissure as well as we do, so that may be one advantage, but if they just keep on killing Jerax time and time again, and then they get a pick off and then they immediately turn it into a tower, especially you see this rotation happening as the Siege Wagon comes out. I've noticed this a couple of times. They will play around the Siege Wagon quite a bit, and it's probably just because it's such a good objective taker.
And this is definitely sort of the games that we've seen from the OpenAI in the past, where 13 minutes in, they get this lead. OpenAI as it is, they're not going to make mistakes. They're not going to throw away this lead. You have to outplay them. You have to outmaneuver them. And at this rate, OG, they're struggling to certainly do that, as they'll lose Thompson. Seb trying to move in, but the Crystal Maiden with that massive amounts of damage coming out from the ultimate just stands her ground. 2 dead. There will be a buyback here as Thompson trying for some OpenAI-esque tactics to try and bring the game back around, but I don't know how much this buyback's going to do for him. They're still without Seb, as Seb just failing to have any sort of impact this game as the Death Prophet after a terrible laning stage against the Gyrocopter and the Crystal Maiden. OpenAI, 14 minutes in, they're up to the high ground, onto the tier 3 tower. Ana will be able to jump away, doesn't even manage to kill off the courier. The Viper, godlike, diving past towers, killing off Thompson. It's a dieback from the Sniper. Seb, he's going to try and leap forward, but the cast bounces are out. Seb stands too close to Jerax. Jerax is in trouble as well, as he's forced away. OpenAI taking that top tier 3 tower. They're onto the barracks. It's only 14 minutes in, Cap.
It's just crazy. They just always put the Viper on the front lines. They're not letting OG beat back the creep wave. They're not allowing the backdoor protection to come back in. And anytime you saw like coming in from the side, they tried to use the Slark to be able to cut the creep wave immediately. OpenAI was trying to protect their creeps as much as possible to make sure that couldn't actually happen. They almost killed the Slark as a result.
15 minutes in, taking a barracks, an incredibly fast timing here from the AI. Jerax will fall as he tries to get some damage out onto the Viper, but the poison is too much for this underfarmed, underleveled Shaker. No-Tail will try and get back. Seb attempting everything to hold them off with the Siphons, with the Crypt Swarm, but he doesn't have the damage. He does not have the HP to survive. Seb is dead. The rack's taken, and OpenAI, they are not leaving this space surely anytime soon. Well, they had to back up actually because the tier 2 still stands in the middle lane. They've still got that to take, but it's 24-5, 13k lead. The all chat comes out as they announce their positions. I'm surprised they're not all playing position 1 because at the moment, at the net worth of these heroes, it looks like it. OG are just behind on every single hero pretty much. Only Thompson is sort of in there, and he's only competing with the farm of a Crystal Maiden.
When it comes to once they sense they have an advantage and go for objectives, they min-max their positioning as much as possible. We're going to watch Jerax probably die again.
Yeah, and almost certainly Seb as well. Jerax does not have the damage. Seb does have Ana with him, but this Slark only has Treads and a Wraith Band. There's nothing he can do. He's got a Shadow Dance popped. He will be able to steal up a bit of Essence Shift, but the cast bounces out onto No-Tail. Stun as well, out onto the Slark. Triple kill for the OpenAI Viper. Thompson, he's desperately looking for this Crystal Maiden, but the movement's here with the Shadow Amulet, dancing herself away, utilizing the Invis to make sure that Thompson cannot get that final hit on her, continuing to use the Amulet, getting away out of this. Thompson, can he find this? He does get the vision for the Assassinate, but there's the disable. The stun comes out from the cast, cancelling the Assassinate. The Crystal Maiden kept safe and alive. OG, they cannot catch a break this game. This is pure domination from OpenAI, start to potentially an early finish. 17 minutes in, there looks like there's very little chance of OG turning this one around. They will find the Witch Doctor pushing out alone. They may be able to at least claim the life of a Witch Doctor. Can they get more though? No, the Crystal Maiden again, using the ult. Enchant Totem comes out with the Aftershock, does cancel the ornament from the CM. Finger comes out, but it's not enough damage to kill off the Crystal Maiden. There'll be buybacks from both sides. No-Tail gets back in, so does the OpenAI Witch Doctor. As OpenAI wants to continue the aggression, the Gyro up onto the high ground, past the tier 3, past the barracks, playing so aggressive here. Seb has to be careful of potential wraparounds. They're pushing in both lanes at the same time, the AI. Both the middle lane and the bottom lane under threat. Also, the team as well of OG getting dove upon, up past the tier 4s. Anna's trying to come in. OpenAI, they're low, but they have the heals. The Voodoo Restoration from the Witch Doctor, meaning that OG cannot finish off any of these kills. Anna will fall again on the Slark. He has got a buyback. He will use it. But OG, they are just crumbling and getting entirely crushed here in this game too. It looks like there's very little chance for them to play anything back in response, as once again, AI just collapse onto OG. They cannot fight back at this point. Their heroes, their draft, it does nothing when OpenAI's heroes are this far ahead.
Just watching that Witch Doctor be so far forward and still seeing the exchange be so worth it for the AI. It's just unbelievable, the fact that they were orange bot imbalanced, huh?
And this
Viper's just...
Viper's strong, but this was a Viper. This weren't your jungle Viper. You know, this was he was a proper player this game. He was making moves. He wasn't doing what you'll see sort of the Samaels of today do. He's playing in the action, in the lanes. This ain't no AFK jungle. Seb's calling out the Smurfs. But OpenAI...
I mean, between the poison attack and the corrosive skin, right, it was just so hard for OG to be able to fight against that. Like, they put the Viper on the front lines always, and they just couldn't sit back and just, you know, use the Sniper and the Earthshaker to be able to kill creep waves and then have the Slark cut. Like, that was the ideas that OG was hoping for, but none of that was really possible with a Viper being this over-farmed and always forcing the fight.
I mean, if they can get this kill, it would be an absolutely huge one. He's 18-0-9 at the moment, but they cannot, they do not have any sort of damage to beat down this Viper, as once again, OG just getting absolutely floored in any attempt of a team fight.
AI, like, they never...
The trees come out. The offerings as well of mangoes to try and keep the OpenAI at bay. As OG almost certainly conceding here in this game too. I mean, 40-6, 19 minutes in. This is, I mean, we have not seen OpenAI look this good. This is such an improvement over time from all the events in the past, the build-up. At this point, OpenAI are looking to play at full power.
Yeah, it just looks fantastic. I wonder, do they have a force staff or
if
something
they get
to save
this
him?
kill, it's worth so much.
Are they even going to, Owen?
They're not getting it.
Can they even do it?
This Viper will not die.
Every single time you think like, oh, this hero, he's too far forward. He's too low. He's like gonna get picked off. But there's always enough heroes behind him. Like even in that situation, they were all the way over by the shrine, but they know that the Viper's just gonna take so long to eventually die that that they could be there in time.
And with the Ancient falling, there is no hope here for OG. They have a fortification, but with Ana dead, 41k lead. They're asking for the finishing blow to come in from the OpenAI, as OpenAI almost playing around with them at this point. Finger attempted onto the gyro, the stun from No Tail misses. Thompson's AFK, he's had enough of this one. As the Ancient will fall, and that is GG, game over. OpenAI taking game 2, taking the series 2-0, but honestly this